I'm starting to get emotion as we're approaching the end of this program. After this module, we have one more to go, and it will be your case study presentation. And this is week six, not week six, session six, module six. And we're talking about running effective sponsored ads. In case this is your first time hearing that word, sponsored ads are pretty much paid advertising on social media platforms, particularly Instagram and on Facebook, which are the core platforms we've been focusing on in this course. And the purpose of this module is to help you get better results whenever you run ads. Running ads is not what you used to be. I've been running ads on Facebook and these platforms for over 5 years now. So I've seen it from when you could pay 500 and get a client to where you can spend hundreds of thousands and barely get one customer. So I've been on both ends, and I can tell you that it's more difficult, and it's becoming more difficult by the day to hit it on social media ads. However, there are ways that you can increase your chances of being successful with it, and that's what I want to help you achieve in this particular module of the course. Setting our objectives are two things. One, I want you to be able to run killer Instagram ads, which means an ad that is going to be so effective and yield so much. I earlier this year had the opportunity of doing such for a client in the beauty industry. The client spent about 75 and we're able to get them sales close to 400k. So that's about, I think I calculated that to be about 7 times their investments in ads. Of course, they paid for other things like creatives and all, but we didn't charge anything crazy. So imagine you spending that amount. It's not a bad investment, because remember that each of these clients are also going to purchase more later. Not to bore you, the other objective is just teaching you things you can do to increase your return on investment. That's what I mean by making times 5 or times 8 of your investment. Now, my goal is always to teach the heart of how something works and not just the steps. When you understand the ideology that powers social media ads, you'll be able to run it regardless of the product you're selling or the platform you're on. So that's my caution to you, is be open to learn the idea behind these things and not just the tricks and hacks. Hacks will change, but ideologies won't. Why do ads fail? Let's start from that. If you have ever run an ad before, I'll share some points that you might be able to connect with as the reason why your ad wasn't so successful. The number one reason, is selling what people don't need or want. And I gave the example of that in some videos past, that sometimes we have a good product, but it's not just what people want. They need it. It's a need, but they don't want it. People buy what they want. So ask yourself, whatever you're selling, if it's not what people want, you need to find a way to make them want it. And we'll get there. That's the first reason. The second reason why ads fail is if you are selling a low quality, or let me say an average quality or an undifferentiated product, people won't have a reason to buy from you when they know they can go to their supermarket and buy. They can walk into a store nearby and buy, or they have someone that makes it. So you need to always ensure that your products don't seem average quality or undifferentiated. People should be able to see your product and what you're selling, and it needs to stand out. That's what makes people buy. It's not just about selling another skincare product. There are tons of them already. The next reason is poor or wrong audience targeting. Poor in the sense that it's not so detailed, it's not so specific. Wrong is like this our gentleman here, facing the opposite side of his target. It doesn't matter how much strength he shoots with, he won't get any result. So check this. Maybe you are trying to hit the wrong kind of people with your ads, and that's why it's not successful. And I'll show you how to get it right. Why do ads fail? Another point is unclear or uncompelling content. As I've said, Content accounts for more than 70% of the success you get on social media. If your ad is not performing, the first place to look is your content. It's either it's unclear as to what exactly you're selling or it's not compelling enough. These are always the two reasons why ads fail. This is the most common. Poor branding is another case. Let me give you an example. Let's say you sell luxury flowers and you run an ad. Of course, people will want to see what you have going on your page before that ad. So they will visit your page, your site, and imagine they visit and they can't see something that supports what your ad claimed. Such people won't reach out to buy from you. They'll just watch and go. And look at the example of this product. What product is this? I'm sure you thought this was a soda, but this is actually a baking soda, like a baking, soap, which doesn't make sense. So this is just one branding fail, common branding fail. And finally, I believe, is choosing perfection over speed. Like I said, I've been running ads now for over 5 years on these platforms, and I've done it in a place where, with 5K, I've gotten clients to the point where I'm spending hundreds of thousands and no customers. One thing that I've learned in all these years is it's more important to be fast with testing than waiting to perfect whatever you have. I saw a video on YouTube just today of a podcast, that's Diary of an Entrepreneur or Diary of something, DOAC podcast, which is said to be the fastest growing podcast in the world right now. And the marketing lead say they test about 100 thumbnails before they put out an ad, their podcast, which means, thumbnails are those pictures that you preview, that give you a preview of the ad. That's incredible. What does that tell you? It tells you that even the people that are getting it right are doing a lot of work. Testing 100 thumbnails is a lot of work. In the same way, you may have to test different forms of content. You may have to try different copies. You may have to try different headlines. You may have to try a different model, different things for you to get it right. So you will not always get it right. And I want you to just know that you won't always get your ad right at once. But does that mean ads don't work? No, people are cashing out on ads. It's the function of choosing speed. What do I mean by choosing speed? When you try and you quickly go back and retry, you are increasing your chances of success. Not when you're just feeling stuck and feeling like, why are they not buying this product? This product is good. It's good, but so many factors come to play. So these are the reasons why marketing fail in general. And the next question I'm going to ask you is, where are your customers? I want you to tell me that and then we'll reply. Type that in the comment section.